Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
টিভিটা কিছু বলছো নাকি?
না না, পেছন থেকে অন্য ক্লাসের আওয়াজ।
ও
হ্যালো ম্যাম।
ইয়েস।
ম্যাম বলছি লাস্টে ওই ফিভার ছিল তো বেরিয়ে গিয়েছিলাম ক্লাস থেকে, সে প্রোগ্রামগুলো কি আজ দেখিয়ে দেবো?
যদি সময় হয় আগে তো আজকেরটা হোক।
ওকে ম্যাম।
কেন তুই জমা করিসনি?
হ্যাঁ ম্যাম, জমা করে দিয়েছি।
ঠিক আছে।
হ্যালো ম্যাম।
হুম
হ্যাঁ, ওই যে আপনাকে সে বলেছিলাম না আমার গ্রুপ 1 এ ছিলাম, বাট আমার একটু অসুবিধা ছিল বলে
হুম
আমি
হুম
আজকে দেখিয়ে দেবো তাহলে ওটা, ঠিক আছে?
হুম তুমি তো আজকে তো প্রোগ্রামটাই করবে গোটা।
মানে?
তুমি তো আজকে ল্যাবটাই করছো তো।
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ, আজকে ল্যাবটাই পুরোটা করছি।
ঠিক আছে।
হুম।
So let us start today's class. Today we'll be doing from problem number 16 till 30. Okay. Among these problems, 7 problems actually you have to show, if not more, but not less. 7 problems. These are problem number 16, problem number 19, 21, then 23, 27, 28, and 30. Apart from that,
ম্যাম
what?
আপনার স্ক্রিনটা ব্ল্যাক আসছে, মানে
Hello?
ইয়েস ম্যাম, ইওর স্ক্রিন ইজ লাইক ইটস লাইক
Vacant
ফ্রোজেন।
though. Blank screen. It's kind of
হ্যাঁ।
a board you get in your class.
ও আচ্ছা
So
আচ্ছা,
it's a board.
সরি।
So we'll be discussing about all the programs between 16 till 30, and we'll be doing the 7 programs here, and the rest of the program, if you want, you can carry on. But what I will be discussing here, please do it accordingly and parallelly with me. Otherwise, there will be problem to follow the class. Okay. So we will start with problem number 16, which says how we will quickly move to the 5th word of a line and replace its four characters with something else. So if I go by example, it will be something like hello world, how are you? I am fine. This is one example. Another example is Heritage Institute of Technology or TEX, Kolkata, West Bengal, India. So let us go by the second one. Why I have taken the first one, I will come to that afterwards. But for now, we will start with the second one. So we need to read a line. So let me read the line as this. Okay. Then what we have to do, we have to go to the fifth word and we will be replacing the first four characters with anything that you have entered through the keyboard. Suppose I am entering hash. So first four letters will be changed to hash, 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 hash. Then the rest of the word as it is. Okay. So the output should be Heritage Institute of Tech, hash, 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 ATA, WB India. So two inputs we will be requiring here. The first input is the line and the second input is the character that you are going to put as a replacement of the first four characters. Now, if I write x is equal to backquote, then echo ln, sorry, $ln, that is passed through the pipe to cut minus d, delimiter is a space. Within single quote, there will be a space mentioned here. So that is the delimiter space. After that, minus f 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 till 4. That is the range and backquote ends. Now what should be the value of the x? What should be the value of the x here? Anyone? Your input is this. From here you are applying the cut command with delimiter space and the field you are going to cut between 1 till 4. So what will be the output?
Heritage Institute of Technology.
Exactly so. So first field, second field, third field and fourth field. First four words will be taken out. So x is this. Now we are going to print it like echo $x, then a space, so that what will be representing afterwards, that will come after this space. Okay. Now we will be taking out the fifth word only. So I'm reutilizing the value of x again, echo $ln. So if I use the same cut command with same delimiter and the field is 5, so obviously now what is the value of x? Kolkata. Okay. The first four characters we are going to represent with the given character. What will be the value of ch? That will be the replacement of the first four characters. So that we can echo like $ch, 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 $ch. One more thing, if you want to print them side by side, so echo minus n we are going to use here. Otherwise, it will be printed with a slash n at the end. So on different lines, you are going to get the outputs of this echo. But if you use this minus n, then what will happen? They will be printed side by side. So we have echoed the character 4 times that you have entered through this. Now we have to take out in this x, apart from these 4 characters, what is left. So the rest of the characters we have to find. So to find that, first let us know what is the length of this word. What is the number of characters present in this word? So to do that, if I take L variable and I write echo $x and pass it to my, WC minus C, that is the character count. So what I will find here for L, what will be the value of L? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So 7 is the length of the word here. Now, after printing the 4 character, what is left over here? That will be from the 5th character till the end. If we can segregate from the 5th character till the end, then it will be the rest of the part available in the 5th word. So for that, we can write say x1 echo $x that sorry, so echo $x, and that we are fetching to the cut command again, but here you need not to specify any delimiter because the cut should be on the basis of the character cut minus C. Okay, here we start from 5th character till end, and that is to be specified with L. So $L, do not give any space in between. When you are specifying a range, do not give any space in between the values and the hyphen. Okay. So if you just write this, then what will happen? You will be getting this ATA to be present in this X1. Okay. So we will be echoing this, sorry, with minus n obviously, and the value of X1. And then a blank space. So using the first echo, you got Heritage Institute of Technology. Using the second echo, you got consecutive 4 hashes if the CH is hash that you have entered. After that, using the third echo, we have got ATA and the space. Then we need to find out what is left in the other part of the line. So for that, let us use this same L to find out how many words were there in this ln. Okay, so echo ln to WC minus W. So that is a word count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the value of L is going to be 7 in this case. Now, if we write x equal to echo $ln and cut minus D, delimiter is a space, minus F. So up to the 5th word, our task is done. So from the 6th word, we will start. So 6 till L. Okay. So if you do this, X will be WB India. So that we can echo like this. Okay. So that is the answer for the question number 16. Anyone is having any query? If you have, please ask. Otherwise, complete this program. Now, why I have taken the other example here? This other one, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 words are there. And this is the 5th word. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the 5th word, we are having 1, 2, 3, 4 characters. Now, if 4 characters are replaced by hash, So what is left? Nothing is left afterwards. So if we don't have anything to print, then what will happen? When we are trying to find out the range that is 5 till the length, so this range is not valid. When this range is not valid, here you are going to get a execution problem. So your execution cannot be completed. You'll be finding some error in this situation. So whenever you try to find out a proper range, whether that range is valid or not, so that checking also needed to be done. So the first thing we need to check whether how many words are there in the line. So if the line is having less than 4 words, or if it is having only 4 words, so whatever is present in the line, exactly that will be the output. Suppose somebody has inputted Heritage Institute of Tech. So in that case, you only have 4 words. So the 5th word is not at all present. So the output should be Heritage Institute of Tech. Now, if you're having the 5th word and you have only 5 words, then the rest of the part that you have cut using the following lines, so that portion becomes invalid. So that check also needed to be done. Now inside this Kolkata, that is inside this 5th word, how many characters you are having? If you have less than equal to 4 number of characters, so you just represent those many number of hashes, or those many number of characters. You need not to find out what else is present in the same word. So all this amendment can be done. But now just write whatever I have written here, the same code you try to implement, and give the example, give the input in a proper way so that you can run this code. Okay, this input will be okay. But if somebody is giving this kind of input where you don't have enough number of uh, alphabets, enough number of letters present in the 5th word, you will be finding error. If you give a very small input like hello world, there also you will find error because enough number of words are not present to satisfy the further conditions given over here. Okay, so take a proper input and try to implement it. If it is implemented, then your homework will be to improvise this program. Okay, any query? Then start doing the program. I will be halting for a moment here and I'll let you to complete the program, and please let us know whether you have completed or not so that we can move on. Okay, please answer to the roll call by that time. Roll number 46,
Present, ma'am.
49,
Present, ma'am.
50, 51,
Present, ma'am.
52,
Present, ma'am.
55,
Present, ma'am.
56,
Present, ma'am.
57,
Yes, ma'am.
58, 58, 59, 59, 60,
Present, ma'am.
61,
Present, ma'am.
62,
Present, ma'am.
63, 63, 64, 65, 66,
Present, ma'am. 66.
67,
Present, ma'am. 67.
71,
Present, ma'am. 71.
72,
Present, ma'am.
73,
Present, ma'am.
74,
Present, ma'am.
75,
Present, ma'am.
76,
Present, ma'am.
77,
Yes, ma'am.
78,
Yes, ma'am.
79,
Present, ma'am.
80,
Yes, ma'am.
80 81,
Yes, ma'am.
82,
Yes, ma'am.
83,
Present, ma'am.
84,
Present, ma'am.
85,
Present, ma'am.
86, 87, 88, so these roll numbers are absent: 58, 59, 63, 64, 65, 86, 87, 88. Please let me know if you have completed or not. Forty-six, please show.
Yes, ma'am. Can you see, ma'am?
It's loading. Hmm. Okay.
Ma'am, this is the output.
Hmm.
And ma'am, ma'am, this is the code.
Try to improvise what I was telling.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, okay. So this is okay now, ma'am.
I am marking.
Okay. Ma'am, I'm stopping the sharing.
Yeah, sure.
হ্যাঁ, হ্যালো ম্যাম।
হ্যাঁ, তুমি লেট হয়েছো।
ম্যাম আমার মাইক চলছিল না, আমি এখানেই ছিলাম, আমার কিছুক্ষণের জন্য নেট প্রবলেম করছিল।
ঠিক আছে।
ম্যাম 58 রোল নাম্বার।
জানি আমি।
ওকে।
সুমনা দেখো।
Yes, ma'am.
আফটার সুমনা আস্থা।
ম্যাম এই যে এটা আউটপুটটা একবার রান করছি।
অন্য ইনপুট দিয়ে চেষ্টা করে দেখেছো?
অন্য ইনপুট বলতে ভ্যালিড নয় যেটা?
ভ্যালিড নয় যেটা সেটা তো হবে না।
হ্যাঁ।
যে কোনো অন্য লাইন, তোমার অ্যাড্রেসটা লিখতে থাকো। বাস।
যেটা রিপ্লেসমেন্ট যেটা দিলাম এটা হয়ে যাচ্ছে।
এটা তো হলো, এটা ভ্যালিড ছিল। এবার দেখো ইনভ্যালিড গুলোকে অ্যাড্রেস করো।
হ্যাঁ ওটা আমি করেছি, মানে সাপোজ আমি একটা ওয়ার্ড দিলাম, এটা এক মিনিট। হ্যাঁ ওটা বলছে যে 7 ওয়ার্ডস লাইক লাগবে মিনিমাম।
না ওটাতে তাহলে একটা ওয়ার্ডই তোমাকে আউটপুট দিয়ে দেবে, কিন্তু
না
চেঞ্জ করবে না। আপ
সাতটা
টু ফরওয়ার্ড কোনো চেঞ্জ করবে না।
বুঝলাম না, কোয়েশ্চেনে তো ছিল যে 7টা ওয়ার্ডস থাকতে হবে।
কোশ্চেনে ছিল ফিফথ ওয়ার্ডে জাম্প করে ওটাকে চেঞ্জ করতে হবে।
হ্যাঁ
তো আমার কাছে যদি 5 ওয়ার্ড নাই থাকে তাহলে
হ্যাঁ।
প্রথমে যা আছে তাই প্রিন্ট করতে থাকবে।
ও আচ্ছা, মানে এইটা করব না যে 7টা ওয়ার্ড নেই
না
বলে
না
আমি
ওরকম, হ্যাঁ নট দ্যাট ইজি।
আচ্ছা 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 বুঝেছি, ওটা তাহলে মডিফাই করে দিচ্ছি।
মডিফাই করো। আস্থা।
Yes, ma'am.
So your roll number is 78.
8, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Something else, ma'am.
Have you implemented any changes?
No, ma'am.
Okay, this is the code that I was explaining.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Yeah, run karo. Why the
Again, it is printing.
space? Why the hashes are having space?
Okay, ma'am. I'll change that.
You change it and see what I was explaining as the output.
Yes, ma'am.
Modify your program.
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am, if the fifth word is of 4 letters or less than 4 letters, then what we have to do?
Only hash.
Only hash. Okay.
Only those many number of hashes.
Okay, ma'am.
প্রতীতি ও না, তার আগে কেউ আছে, দাঁড়া, স্নেহা।
আচ্ছা, ওকে।
Yes ma'am, I'm showing. Ma'am, this one.
Okay, you have checked something, na? Here.
No ma'am, I haven't changed. I have to show again, ma'am. I will modify it. Okay ma'am.
You can modify it afterwards also. Pratiti?
Okay ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, this one.
কোনো চেঞ্জেস করেছিস?
না ম্যাম, ওরম দ্য ওয়ে ইউ সেড ওটাই করেছি।
ঠিক আছে, চেঞ্জেস পারলে করো, নাহলে আমরা এর পরে
হ্যাঁ,
প্রোগ্রাম
হ্যাঁ।
স্টার্ট করবো এবার।
ঠিক আছে, ঠিক আছে।
Okay, so let us discuss about the next problem, that was write a shell script which deletes all lines containing the word Unix in the file supplied as argument to this shell script. So you have to take the name of the file which you want to check through command line argument, and then the Unix word is present where that those lines are going to be dropped, and those that dropped file you actually have to save. Okay, so how you're going to do this? So the file name could be received from $1. That is their file name. Okay, and if say the file is hello OS lab, we use Unix here. Unix.
Ma'am, your screen not visible, ma'am.
My screen is not visible, but I am presenting.
Ma'am,
Okay,
visible.
let's check.
Okay, sorry.
I have to refresh actually. It's okay. Now,
Yes, ma'am, visible.
Unix is secure OS. And goodbye. So this is the content of my file. Say the name of the file is file1. Okay. Now, what we have to do, how to drop the lines. If you just need to print after dropping the lines, so what should we write? This we already have done in the previous lab. Which command we use? Which command you use for searching something in the file? Anyone?
Ma'am, grep.
Grep, exactly so. So grep command could be used but in a negative way, so that the lines that is matching with this word Unix that are going to be dropped, not shown. Okay, so what we will be doing here, we can write cat file1. So when we try to input any word or sentence to the next level through the pipe, so we write echo dollar, the name of the variable, and then we use the pipe. Here, if the entire content of a file, if you want to send as the input to some other command, so you should write cat file1. Okay, and that we will be fetching to grep. Not cat file1, it should be actually called cat $1. $1 is the name of our file. So when you are using the command line argument, obviously you have to check for what is the value of $hash. If it is not equal to 1, then there might be problem. Okay, so you have to take the measure accordingly. So cat $1 grep Unix, grep minus v Unix. So the output is going to be hello OS lab, goodbye. But this thing only will be printed on the screen. This will not change the content of the file1. If you want this content to be changing the content of the file1, so what we can do, we can fetch this output and save it in a temporary file. Okay, so what will be the content of the temporary file? It will be hello OS lab, goodbye. Now, the temporary file we are going to rename as the given file. So, mv temp to $1. So, the temporary file will be changed to file1, and the previous file1 is going to be dropped. So the new file 1 is hello OS lab, goodbye. So the complete effect is, what will happen? It will change the content of file 1 to something else. Got it? So this will happen for problem number 17. In problem number 18, write a sequence to display the list of users as well as the number of users connected to the system. So list of user connected to the system is, we can get from who command. Who command gives you the list of all users presently connected to the system. And if you want to know how many such users are there, that you can get like x equal to who and pass this to wc minus w. How many words are there? Or wc minus l also do the same thing. How many lines are there? Because each of these users will come in different line. So it will be better if you write wc minus l. Okay, so that will tell you how many users are presently connected. Now you print the value of x as a count. So this is also your home assignment. Next is the next lab assignment for today, that is problem number 19. Write the shell script to check the entered user is a valid user or not. Okay, so how can you get it? Any idea? How can you find if an user is a valid user or not? How can we get the list of users? I just have discussed who. So from this who, whatever user name you are going to give, so that name you have to search with grep. That's it. So it can be a one-liner. It can be a one-liner. Like, screen is visible. Can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
This is the output of who. Now, if I try who, the output is grepped with the valid username. I have just one user. So the who is giving me the valid user where it is present. But instead of a valid user, if you give any other thing like this, so it will not reply anything. But what we have to do, we will be providing a username and it will be searched, and if the user is present, it will just print this user is a valid user. Otherwise, it is invalid. So there comes the essence of the program. Okay. So I'm writing the shell script here.
Ma'am, it's hanged.
Can you see the white screen now?
Yes, ma'am.
So what we will do, who, and we will pass it to a grep. Beforehand, we will take like read you name. So the echo thing you have to do, I'm not writing it like that. And that you name you are grepping. Okay. Now, if we just do this, it will never tell you that if it is a valid user or not. In that way, it is not telling. If it is a valid user, it will show that line. And if it is not a valid user, then it will be not showing anything. So that is the output. But we want it like a 1-0 output. Okay. So if it is valid user, then it should print valid. If it is invalid user, it should print invalid. That we can do using the the execution status of the command. Now, just previous to the line number 3, we have executed the grep command. So if we write here dollar question mark, so that will be the execution status of the last command. Never try to print the execution status of any command, because if you try to print the execution status, that will be the execution status of the echo command, okay, using which you are trying to print. But here I am using it for the comparison purpose, so that's okay. So if dollar question mark, that is the execution status of the last command, is equal to 0, then it is basically representing a valid grep, means it is found, okay. Then we can write valid user, else we print invalid user. So for every command, if it has been executed properly or the output has been got properly or not, so that thing you can get from the execution status, okay, fine. Now if we run this, in case of grep, the execution status is 0 if it is a valid grep. Sh p19.sh, so it is expecting the name of the user, it is a valid user, okay. And if I write invalid user, got it? But the problem is it is also showing me the output of the grep command. That is not desirable. We don't want to show the output of the grep command. So how we can get rid of it? Here we can use a redirectional operator, then root dev null. So null is a file which is present in this dev directory, which is present under root. This is a system defined file, and inside the file we are fetching the output of the grep. This file is behaving like a recycle bin here, and what you will be saving here, that will not come to the output, okay. So any output, if you want to drop it, if you don't want to show it on the screen, you just fetch it to dev null. Using the redirectional operator, you redirect it in the dev null and it will not be shown. See the difference now? Okay, the output is not visible, and for the invalid user, the output was not seen, so no problem. Okay, so that is the problem number 19. I will go very fast. After problem number 19, the next problem is problem number 20. You just see what I am writing here. You try to take some notes, or you can take the screenshot, and when I will stop, I feel you'll be executing them one after another. We'll mark accordingly. You're getting enough time to implement the code that I am showing you. Now problem number 20, write a shell script to print the last 20 commands issued by the user. The user name is supplied as a command line argument. Here there is a problem. The username, if username wise you want to search for those commands that is being executed by the user itself, uh, this permission will only be granted to the super user or the administrator. So normally we can find out which are the last 20 commands that are executed by this user that you are using. For that purpose, bash underscore history, this file we are going to use, this is a hidden file which is present in the home directory. Okay, how can you go to the home directory? Cd // And now if you try pwd, you can see you are in the home. Presently I am having only the user privilege, so my home directory will be under root home, the name of the user. So that folder, from there my permission level starts. So there I have the hidden files which are meant for the user itself. So to check the hidden files, if you just write ls, then there is no hidden file to be shown. But if I write ls minus a, you can see some of the files are present here which are starting with a dot. These files are basically the hidden files. Okay, so dot applet viewer, dot bash history, dot bash logout, dot bash rc, dot cache, dot config. So these all are hidden files that are being created under the home folder. Among them, we want this file for our purpose. This file is basically a repository of all the commands that you are issuing, that the user is issuing. Okay, so if we try to see what is present in this file, we can just check it out. Bash history. So these are all. This might not show the last command that you have executed here, because all the commands gets saved, or get this file gets refreshed after a certain amount of time. You can see these all things I have shown to you as the different commands. So all these are present here. So these are the things that I have executed. This is this polyadd I have done few days back. So up to that the record is here. Now these all commands that I have executed today, these are also going to be added afterwards to this bash history. Now, if you'd like to see what are the last 20 commands issued by the user, so you just use the tail command, tail minus 20, and the name of the bash history. So this one-liner is the answer for the problem number 20. Problem number 20, to show the last executed 20 commands by this user. Problem number 21. This is also another lab assignment for today. Write a shell script which get executed at the moment the user logs in. Now, when the user is logging in, that is under the control of the administrator. But when we have already logged in, after that, it is the control of the user. So we will be changing write a shell script which gets executed when a new terminal gets opened. Okay, when you are opening a terminal, then this shell script will be by default opening. It should display the message good morning or good evening or good afternoon or good evening depending on the time at which the user logs in. So you have to the user logs in now, it will be when the user is turning on a particular terminal. Okay, so you have to fetch the system time. From the system time you have to extract the hour part, and from the hour part you have to decide whether it is a good morning or a good afternoon or a good evening, and that program first needed to be written. So now if we get the hour, how can I get it? H equal to, how can I get the hour part? How we can get the hour part of the date, of the system date?
Capital H, percentage capital H.
In which command?
Date.
Date command. So exactly that thing we are going to write here. So this is the hour. Now write the program as per your choice. Say from 4 o'clock till 12. Good morning. Then from 13 till 17 it will be good afternoon. You can have some more options also, like up to something good night and all, good evening. Make it as realistic as possible. So this is the program, very small program and easy also. If you run this, so it is showing me good afternoon as because this is the time 15. Okay, now this program is we are executing it from here, but we want it to be executing at the time of opening a terminal. So we have to set it as some environment variable. Now all the environment variable that regards to this kind of a situation, that is when the terminal opens, the corresponding environment variables are set inside the hidden file .bash rc. Before going to that, let me write a pwd so that I can copy the path in which our p21.sh is present. Now I am going to the home. Listen to this very carefully. I am going to the home. After that, I am editing .bash rc. Okay, this bash rc file is a very important file. Do not temper anything else other than what I am telling you. Do not change anything, otherwise your terminal will not going to open. So after go to just the end of the file, go to the next line after the end of the file. Okay, there you write sh. Then now we need the path. The path is this. If it is present on the same location, then you do not need the path. But here it will be better if I go with the path. So p21.sh. This is the command that should be executed to run the code. Okay. Now this one I am going to save. Do not temper anything else. See, at the time of opening a new terminal, first my program got executed and then it is coming to the prompt. So this is what we wanted. How many times ever you want, you will be getting the same output. Okay. Now, instead of using this sh command, if you give the execution permission to the program, that shell program can execute of its own. Okay, using the shell as an interpreter. So for that, what we will be doing, that choice also I'm going to show you. So how we can change the permission mode? Which command is for the permission mode change?
Ma'am,
CH
CH mod.
CHMOD.
CH mode. CH mode, we want to give execution permission to all the users. So irrespective of the username, just plus X will do on p21.sh. After giving the permission mode, then you just write p21.sh. On any program, you can use this trick. Now, with this execution permission given to the particular program, we can go to our bash RC again. And in place of writing this sh, we can just write this. Okay. So this is problem number 21. Problem number 22 is same as problem number 21, write a shells program which
Ma'am,
displays the message welcome.
ma'am, I am facing some problem in opening Bash RC.
Why?
Ma'am, I don't know. It's saying not unable to open. I'm writing the exact commands. I don't know. I think something is missing or some problem is there. I'm getting the
Okay,
output
I
in
will
the
see to that.
same terminal. I'm getting good afternoon, but not in a new terminal.
If you cannot edit bash RC, in that case, you will not be able to get it in the new terminal.
Yes, ma'am. It's coming in the same terminal since I'm echoing it, but not in the another
Huh.
terminal.
So that you are displaying like normal program. Any program you can include in bash RC. So that was the essence of this code. I'll look at it afterwards. Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Write a shell program which displays the message welcome and prints the date when you log in to your system. So again, instead of login, make it when you open a new terminal. So just the message has been changed, but the thing is same. You write the code and include it in the bash RC, and that will be done. Problem number 23, that we are going to do it here. Write a shell script which reports the name and size of all files in a directory. Directory name should be supplied as an argument. That thing you can amend. I'm not showing it here. So just take the directory name and that will be only the change. Okay. ls, then directory name, and you will be getting the list of all files. Which size exceeds 500 bytes? Okay, the file names should be printed in the decreasing of order of their size. The total number of such files also should be reported. So let me get back to this. Now beforehand, if I write ls, so it is giving me a list of files. Now if in your folder you don't have such files which are having size greater than equal to 500, so you can decrease that value to 50. You can try this with 50. If it is working fine at the time of writing the code on your assignment sheet, you write 500. Okay, test it with 50. Let me see what type of file I am having here. ls minus l. So I do have some file which is having a size much higher than 500, but such type of 3 files I will be getting. It's okay. Let me test it. So okay, now from the ls minus l we need to find out only the portion which is representing the size of the file and the name of the file. So if you count 1 2 3 4 fifth, 6 7 8 9, fifth and ninth, these two columns are basically required. But to cut the commands, cut the content properly, let me write it in the file itself. So we want ls minus else output to be given to the tr command, which we truncate the many spaces into a single one, so that we can use the delimiter space to cut the fifth and ninth column. So now it will be cut minus f d, delimiter is space, minus f, field number 5 and 9 that we are going to get from here. So if you run it, this is the output. You can get the free line, one line which is not having any data. That is because of this. On this line, we don't have any fifth and ninth word. So for that purpose, we got this vacant line. Okay, so this is not an issue. Now, this file we have to sort according to the numbers value. The first data is the number. So according to the numeric value, we can sort it. So let me sort it on the basis of number in the reversed order, so that the higher size we can get in the top order. Okay, so if I add this, then what will happen? See, so these 1, 2, 3 files are actually of our interest. In this case, these 3 files are having greater than equal to 500 of size. So we have to list down all those files, and we have already arranged them according to the size. Now only we have to find out which are the files present over here having the higher size than 500, and that, depending on that, we are going to print it. So for that purpose, we have to save this content into a temporary file. Fine. So if I try to find what we have in the temporary file, it is this, what we have seen in the previous case. So you can see the same content in the temporary file as well. Why this temporary file is also shown? Because it is created in the same folder. Why this size is 0? Anyone, can you tell me why the size is 0? How the temporary file is getting created? Using a redirectional operator. So it first creates the temporary file, then it executes the previous commands, then it forms the output, and then the output is fetched into the file. So before the file is written, the temporary file has come to the list, whatever. So that is the content of the temporary file. Now we are going to read the temporary file line by line. For that, we will be using while read, say x is a variable. Okay, normally do some lines and then done. After that, reverse redirectional operator. This is just a reverse direction than the redirectional operator we had before. Reverse redirectional operator is used for reading the file. Okay, redirectional operator writes on the file, reverse redirectional operator reads from the file, and then you give the name of the file. So what will happen? The temp file will be read line by line, and each time the line will be represented in this X till the end of the file. Did you get it? So what will be the value of the X? Every time, if this is the content of temp, so the first time the value of X is going to be this. First a number, that is the size, and after that a space, after that the name of the file. In that way it is going to read line by line every time, and every time x's value is the line that you are reading. So we can have size equal to echo x into cut minus t space minus f. The first field in x, the first field is the size and second field is the name. So if I check if dollar size is greater than equal to 500,
চতুর্পদী
হ্যাঁ
2 মিনিট একটু আসছি।
ঠিক আছে, then echo what you have in x, entire thing you are going to echo, and 5. Okay, so that will print the value of x. Now you also have to count how many such number of such files are present. For that you get a counter that is initialized to 0 first, and for each such condition the CNT value should be, the CNT value will be incremented by 1. And when you are done, then echo file having more than 500 bytes. CNT. Now the temp we have used, and after completion of the usage we should remove the temp. In any program you use temp, please remove it, otherwise it will be increasing the content of your folder which you never use afterwards. So if I run this code, you can see 1 2 3 three files are printed with their details. This line is basically coming for this blank. From the blank we are trying to get the first field, that means that is also a blank, and that we are fetching to the if statement. So this is actually getting an error, so we can take the measure accordingly, but that is not hampering the actual output of our case. So these are the three files which are having greater than equal to 500 bytes, and number of such files is 3. Okay, so this is your problem number 23. Any query you have, I will know. Okay, 24. Write a shell script which displays a list of all files in the current directory in which you means the user, have read, write and execute permission. How can you get it? The owner is having read, write, execute permission. Which are the fields that is mentioning the owner's permission in permission mode?
First three.
First 3. The first letter you have to exclude. So ls minus l, this you fetch to a grep where it is starting with, it can be a D or a hyphen or a B or a C in the first letter, but the second, third, fourth should be RWX. Did you get it? Invalid range. Oh. Hmm. Basically, when I put this hyphen in between D and B and C, so it is trying to get it is a range. It is not a range. Hyphen is also a connector. So you can see in these three files, the owner is having all the permissions given to it. RWX, all the permissions are given. Among them, the last one is a directory and the first two are the ordinary files. So the regular expression, can you get the regular expression properly? The first letter can be a hyphen, it can be a D, it can be a B, it can be a C. That is whatever is the type of the file. Following that, RWX should be present. And these are the starting thing for the searching purpose, because if you have a file named as drwx, so that name also will come if you don't provide this cap. Cap means starting with. So this is important here. Okay, so this is your home assignment. 25 is write a shell command that accepts a file name as argument and displays the last modification time if the file exists, and suitable message if it is does not exist. To find if the file is existing or not, you have to pass it with if minus f hyphen f, then the file name. If you give this, if the file is existing, the if condition is satisfied. If it is not existing, then it will be going to the else part. Okay, so this is very simple. And the last modification time, how can you get it? You can get it from the ls minus l. You can filter the portion that is mentioning the last modification time, that will be field number 6, 7 and 8. Okay, so from the ls minus l, you have to find the field number 6, 7 and 8 that will be printed if the file is existing. If it is not existing, then appropriate message will be written. So that is problem number 25. Problem number 26, if you read it, it is basically a combination of two previous programs that we have already executed. So 26 is always also done. 27, this is lab assignment. Write a shell script to display the files created or updated 14 days before from the current date. Okay, now this is a one liner. We have a very specific command for this. Find minus m time. M time stands for modification time. If you give find minus m time 0, so it will give you the files which are being created or modified today. The dot is modified today, but these three files are created today. I'm giving one step back so that I can give you proper example. So if I run the same find m times 0, so these are all the files or folders that are modified today. Okay, so 0 means today. 14 days before means 14. But 14 days before, I haven't used this machine. So if I write here, yesterday I used, or day before I used, so if I write 2, still we don't have 3, might, yes. 3 days before, this file I have updated. Okay, then yesterday, no. 7 days before, no. 60 days before, no. So your answer is this: find minus m time 14. So 14 days before which file you have created or modified, that will come. Okay, if you go to the home and just write this statement, you'll be finding the things properly. So that is your problem number 27. Write it inside a shell script and then run it. Otherwise, every time you have to write it. 28, this is again your Lab assignment. Develop a shell script which displays all files which with all attributes those have created or modified in the month of November. Okay. So let me check what is the condition here. Okay, I have got something in the month of November. Now we have to find out all those files. We will be printing all those files which are created or modified in the month of November. So NOV should be present over here. Okay, NOV. This is a November, this is another November file. But provided if I have a file like this with the name NOV, and so here also another NOV is present. Now if I do ls minus l and I grab NOV from there, then what will happen? It is showing me the NOVs in the field of the month as well as the NOV present in the field of file name. So I have to satisfy such a, I have to design such a regular expression where it is only denoting the NOV in the month part, not the file name part. So you can see something. If it is present in the month part, prior to this there is a space, prior to that there is a number. After this there is a space, after that there is a number. But in this case, prior to this there is a space, prior to that there is a number, but after that there is nothing. So if I can design a regular expression in such a way so that prior to this a space and a number, and after this a space and the number is present, then only the regular expression will be satisfying our search. So again, this is another one liner where we are going to write ls minus l, then tr minus s, because multiple spaces can hamper the output. So we will be truncating them to a single one. Then we will be graphing what? Yes, a number and a space, sorry, and a space. After that there will be November, again there will be a space and another number. So this is the regular expression. Okay, you can see the regular expression is matching with all these three things, which are basically representing the November month. It is not representing this one, it is not matching with this one. So using this particular statement, if in place of the November I write here July, so it will give me all the files which are being created or modified in the month of July. Okay, so in that way the problem number 28 could be solved. Problem number 29 is write a shell script that shows the name of all non-directory files in the current directory and calculates the sum of the size of them. So you have to list down the file names like ls minus l, then you have to graph from there all the files which are starting with a hyphen. That means non-directory files starting with a hyphen, ordinary files. So from there you find the fifth column, and then all the sizes are given over there. Then read them line by line and add them out. So I feel this could be done of your own. And the last one, this is again another lab assignment. Write a shell script to list the name of all files under the current directory starting with vowel, where the name of the file is starting with a vowel. Those names you have to display. A very simple one-liner again. So ls minus l, then tr minus s, extra spaces we don't need, then cut minus D, sorry, minus D space minus F. The ninth column is the name column, and if the name is starting with A, E, I, O, U, that you have to find out. So grep the output you are grabbing if it is starting with, okay, A, E, I, O, U, and this search is going to be case insensitive. So I do have just a single file, that is OS. If you do ls minus l, you can see. So only one file I am having, OS, that is starting with AIOU. And this is a case insensitive search. I made it with minus I. So for capital or small letters doesn't matter. Okay. So all the one-liners you need to do in separate files. Perform these operations, and one by one we will be coming to you, asking you a few questions, and that's it. Anybody has completed all the programs? All 7 programs? Please let us know.
তাহলে কি প্রথম থেকে শুরু করব নাকি?
হ্যাঁ, আজকে একজন এক্সট্রা আছে। হ্যাঁ
হ্যাঁ দেখলাম।
ওই গ্রুপের
29
29 এর স্ট্যাটাস কি রে? কতদূর করেছিস?
ম্যাম লাস্টের 2-3টা বাকি আছে।
40 অবধি টাইম দাও। 40 থেকে স্টার্ট করো, তাহলে মানে 340 থেকে স্টার্ট করো। ঠিক আছে। টিভিতে স্টার্ট করো।
হ্যাঁ
46 থেকে করো।
রোল নাম্বার 46।
দাঁড়াও আমি 20 এই 29 তো স্ট্যাটাস কি হয়েছে?
ম্যাম একটা প্রোগ্রাম জাস্ট একটু ঠিক করছি, তারপরে আমি বলছি।
তাহলে 46 থেকে শুরু করো।
Yes, ma'am.
প্রেজেন্ট।
দাঁড়াও আমি প্রেজেন্টেশনটা অফ করি।
Ma'am, can you see?
How many you have completed?
Ma'am, I have done question 16, 19, 21, ma'am. As I said, ki I'm unable
19.
to
Okay,
open my
21
batch.
I'll see. I'll see 21. 23?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, 23. Yes, ma'am. I've done.
27?
27. Display 14 days. Yes, ma'am. 27 also done.
28 at 30.
Ma'am,
28,
but 27, 28, I just did it on the terminal. I have to just copy and paste in the editor.
and 30?
Show the code that you have done.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Whatever code you have written, show it.
ও ব্যাশ আরসি খুলতে পারছে না কেন গো?
অথরিটির প্রবলেম হতে পারে নাকি?
ব্যাস আরসি ওপেন করতে পারছে না, না মানে ফাইলটা ls মাইনাস a করে দেখতেই পাচ্ছে না।
না না দেখতে পাচ্ছে, ওপেন করতে পারেনি।
না ওপেন করলে
প্রোগ্রামটা এমবেড করতে পারেনি।
মেসেজটা কি দিচ্ছে?
আগেরগুলো দেখিনি, ওটা একবার দেখার চেষ্টা করি আমরা
ঠিক আছে
কি হয়েছে।
Ma'am, the 16th question.
16th you have shown.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you changed it?
No, ma'am. I was doing. I was halfway. Then I stopped.
Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
the problem with bash rc, what happened?
Ma'am, it is simply showing. Ma'am, 1 second. Ma'am, it is saying that command gedit not found, but can be installed with sudo apt install gedit. And ma'am, I've done it right now. You can see I've done the entire thing, and still it is saying that something is problem in gedit only.
You have tried
So
editing it?
how you are writing the other code?
Ma'am, in the editor.
Use the same editor.
So ma'am, if I'm using the ma'am, that is what I'm saying. If I'm using the editor, means I have written the code. So the code is coming in the same terminal, but not when I'm opening a new terminal.
Can you open the bash rc in your editor?
No, ma'am.
এই gedit কাজ করছে না মানে? Can you show us the content of bash rc using cat?
Oh, ma'am, I can try.
Using CAD you can do it, I think.
Cat space dot bash rc. হ্যাঁ এই তো bash rc তো আছে।
হ্যাঁ থাকবে না কেন?
এসএসসি তো আছে, পারমিশনের কিছু প্রবলেম তো জি এডিটটাই
gedit কাজ করছে না, তাহলে vi editor দিয়ে খুলুক না।
হ্যাঁ ভিআই দিয়েও হ্যান্ডেল করতে পারলেই হলো। ভিআই ওর ন্যানো আই থিঙ্ক ন্যানো ইজ দেয়ার।
Yes, ma'am.
একটু
Nano,
খুলে দাও না
I'm
তাহলে পারবে।
You just try to open with the nano space dot basrc dot basrc.
Go to the last line. It's open হয়েছে তো।
ওপেন হয়ে গেছে ন্যানো দিয়ে।
Now you can embed.
Ma'am, ma'am, it hanged. I'm unable to move here. Oh, wait. Ma'am, what should, ma'am, I cannot figure out what I have to do.
You have to embed your code.
You are unable to edit anything. Just press I. I think it is like behaving like VI.
VI.
I.
So I'm pressing. It's not coming anything.
Click that hide button. Click that hide button. Google Meet hide button.
এমনি তো হচ্ছে না।
এখানে কিছু অপশন শর্ট করে মার্ক টেক্সট কপি টেক্সট ফ্রি এডিটটা দিচ্ছে না, এটা মানে কমান্ড বেস কি হবে, ট্রাই করে না দেখলে ওকে বলা যাবে না। জি এডিটর হবে না কেন আমি এটাই তো বুঝতে পারছি না। ওকে, প্রেস অল্ট এক্স।
Alt X.
Alt X.
Alt X না, Control X.
Sorry, Control X.
Save modified buffer.
Yes, why?
Yes.
Have you modified?
No, ma'am. Sir said to press I, so I had pressed, but nothing changed.
No, I is not required. You can directly write. I'm using the same. You need not to write that.
Ma'am, it came like that. Finally.
Okay, now try that thing. Sudo apt get install gedit. Try once. apt-get. Space install gedit. Give a password. Yes. Now type only gedit. Only gedit. Space. Or don't give space. Directly gedit. Press enter. Okay. Command gedit not found. But can be installed. Okay. Sudo apt install. They are suggesting. Try sudo apt install. Sudo apt install gedit.
So I had done that in the beginning only. Still, it's showing.
Oh.
I did it in the beginning only when I had first told ma'am that I'm facing problems.
But it didn't work.
Yes, sir, it didn't work.
.404 not found. Some resources are not found. That is the reason. ও কিছু রিসোর্স মানে পাচ্ছে না, বুঝতে পারলে? এপিটি গেট ইনস্টলে গেলে, মানে এপিটি ইনস্টলে গেলে জিএডিটটা ওর
ন্যানো দিয়ে ট্রাই করলে পরে হয়ে যাবে।
ন্যানো দিয়ে ট্রাই করলে একটু মানে দেখলেই হয়ে যাবে।
You have to try it. Okay.
Okay, ma'am, I'll do it, and if it's possible, I'll do it in the assignment and then tell you, or else.
It's okay.
Ma'am, right now, if you want, I can show it in this terminal only. It is working, but not in separate new terminal.
No, it's okay. The new terminal thing is very important here. Okay.
I don't know, ma'am, what's the problem? I cannot figure out.
You try it with any other editor, either VI or Nano.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
think your problem will be solved. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, you may leave.
So, ma'am, should I show the other codes?
Yes, oh,
Ma'am, the username one.
টিভিটা দেখতে থাকো।
হুম হুম ঠিক আছে পরেরটাতে চল
So, what?
নেক্সট
Go to the
Go
next.
to the next.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Ma'am, the 20 codes, this question. Last 20 commands issued by the user.
ओके नेक्स्ट
1 second, sir. 20 के बाद है 21. So, sir, 21 वाला, I am facing the problem as I said. I can do it here. It's coming in this terminal, but I'll try in the new terminal with another editor, and if it works, I'll tell you.
ओके नेक्स्ट
Yes, sir. 1 second. Ma'am, I did greater than 200 bytes.
It's okay, no problem. I told you.
Yes, ma'am. Display the last modification time. Ma'am, this is the 25th number.
execute code
Execute.
So yeah, it is done. It was last modified on October 10.
Last modified date you have shown. Okay.
okay
So the before 14 days, I'm changing it to before 1 day because before 14 there is nothing that I had done.
Maintain these exact numbers while writing. Now, if you show with 0 or 1, that's not a problem.
Yes, ma'am. And so yesterday I did these. 28.
This is the
Ma'am,
announcement for the rest of the class. So prepare your programs. Will come to you, and very fast you have to show all the programs that you have done.
Ma'am, the ones that were modified in the month of November.
okay next
Sir, the vowels one. The file names that have
File
started
name
with
starting
vowels.
with vowel.
okay
So, ma'am, these I did all the ones. Only that good afternoon one I'm facing the problem, and rest all it's done.
It's okay, I have marked.
thank you
Okay.
stop presentation
You may leave.
next 49
49 এর আগে 30 29 কে ধরে নেবে নাকি
29 রেডি হলে ধরবো
একটা অন্য ফাইল থেকেও
29 are you ready
ইয়েস স্যার, বাট লাইক এক দুটো ইস্যুস আসছে, ওটা আমি দেখাচ্ছি।
ফার্স্ট
16 দেখা হয়ে গেছে